Hello and welcome to GTR2. As a kid, this was one of my favourite racing games ever, and I thought, let's get the game out again and let's give it a go. So what I'm going to be doing in this series is I'm going to be running the 2003 season through in the NGT class. Now, if you guys enjoy it, we should progress on to 2004, and I actually have downloaded a 2005 mod as well, where things get very serious. So, I'm really looking forward to this here. Of course, I'm not going to be able to do full races, but I'm just going to give it a go and see how it all pans out. So, I'm going to be doing this series in a Porsche, and I'm looking forward to this a lot. Now, this is sort of the start of a new part of my channel. I'm going to continue doing the old content, or not the old content, the same content as I was before, the content talking about Formula 1 topics and motorsport, but I also want to, come back to do a bit of gaming and look at some of the games I really enjoyed in the past. So looking at the majority of classic games, including GTR2, which is the one we're seeing here today. So hopefully you do enjoy the series. Let me know in the comment section down below, of course. I'm looking forward to this one, so let's press continue. You can see all of the things we're going on with here. I think actually, I can't change that now, but I want to turn auto spin off because for some reason that's a thing that I keep getting asked. Like, why is spin recovery on? But you can see there I've got pretty much everything off. I've left traction control and anti-lock brakes on low just for now because I'm still learning the game again. But everything else is pretty much realistic. So yeah, continue on. And the first one we got this season is the circuit to Catalunya in the 2003 GT season. So of course we've got qualifying and practice. I am going to go through. I'm just going to move that. I'm going to go through practice and go to qualifying, and this is where we're going to start. So you can see a huge grid of cars here. If you're not used to GT racing, well, get used to grids of over 30 cars, and this one's 37 cars here in the official FIA GT season, and we're in a Porsche. A lot of the NGT cars are Porsches. There are a couple of Ferraris in there, I think, as well, and a couple of other cars, but there's more variations once we get to 2004 and 2005, so I'm looking forward to getting to there. So you can see the race is 18 minutes long, which is cool. I'm looking forward to that. But of course, I'm not going to show you all of qualifying because I guess that might get a little bit boring. I don't know. Let me know what you think. But yes, I'm going to get out on track. I'm going to start learning this car a little bit because this is a very big learning experience for me. I've done a couple of tester races, but I haven't really got much experience. So some vital practice laps are in order here. So let's go. So I haven't gone out on track just yet because I've noticed the track is still damp, so I want to see, because the sun is out and I feel like it's going to dry up a little bit, and it's dried up considerably over this session. So I'm not going to leave it any longer though. I have gone to the garage, I've put on the intermediate tyres here, I've taken out some fuel, and I'm ready to go. I am under no illusion I'm probably not going to be battling for topping class here. I mean, topping class, we're looking at NGT here, Thomas Eng, a 144.4. I'll be happy to not be in the bottom 3 or 4, but there is quite a big field spread here, 44.4 down to a 47.0. So we're looking at over 2.5 seconds between the fastest and the slowest in our qualifying group. But we have got a second qualifying session that we'll have a look at in a minute, but it's time for me to get out on track. So let's see how these intermediate tyres fare. I've got my fingers crossed that they're the right tyres to be on here. I don't think it's quite wet enough anymore to be on full wet tyres, but let's see. I'll do the outlap, then I'll get back to you. Right, it's been a very tricky outlap. I've had a couple of spins, so I just need to try and get around this lap safely, and hopefully the second qualifying session's a little bit better. But these conditions are tricky, I'm not going to lie. I thought we might be in for a bit of a better situation here, but for the first qualifying session to be these halfway conditions is tough. So I'm just going to try and brake at the right point. I feel like I'm just doing tippy toes around here, but the car is struggling in these conditions, and I feel like I'm driving like a granny right now. But on my outlap I was really struggling, and as soon as you touch the grass you get brought into the gravel, so we want to make sure that doesn't happen. don't want to lock up, so that's why I'm not trying to shift down too many gears. Sort of learning experience, a little bit of a back end moment there. Force feedback definitely working. You can hear that going away quite well. So a 1:44 was the lap time that we said we tried to aim for. Let's be real, I don't think that's going to happen. But with the track drying out, maybe in the second qualifying session we'll have a bit more luck. We'll see. But at the same time, this could be our best lap. It could be fully raining in the second session. So I'm really tiptoeing around here. I think you can tell that. We'll see what it does for our times though, because I don't know. I don't know what everyone else is doing here. So we'll see. The long straight. I don't want to throw on the throttle too much because you see I get a bit of a sideways moment. Don't get me wrong. I know I'm not great. I think people might come to this series thinking I know I'm the best, but it's really about me learning this game. Last corner, already 1:44's gone past. This is going to be a bad lap time, but it's the first lap, so let's do a second lap. We're going to be like 10 seconds away. Some time is to be gained, but we knew we were slow on that lap, so I'm just going to give it a full push now. Right then, so qualifying didn't particularly go as planned. As you can see, we're starting right at the back, and I think that was down to the wet conditions, unfortunately. I just really struggled. I'm not sure what's happening here, but yeah, I really struggled. The second session was wet as well, so I didn't really have the opportunity to go any faster. Disappointed in myself that we started all the way down the back here, but we've got time and hopefully lots of laps to gain some advantages here on the rest of the guys. So yeah, everyone's going very slowly in the first couple of stages here. I don't want to make up too many positions whilst they're all just sorting themselves out here, but I will be opportunistic if the opportunity arises here. I don't want to lose loads of time just through stuck up behind them here, but there are two classes in this race, and the position thing in the top left doesn't indicate in class. That's more about overall. So yeah, we are not 33rd in class, rather probably about 15th, 16th in class. It's about halfway, half each. So hopefully everyone's going to sort of sort themselves out here and we can start going for it, because it's not so nice just trundling around in that first sector there. But yeah, you could easily exploit the AI there and just get past them all, but it probably wouldn't make for the most interesting career mode or just walk through in the world if I was just overtaking them all on the first lap here. So we'll have to pander to the AI a little bit. Oh, not what you want on the first lap of the race. Whew, that was nearly into the gravel. Touched the grass on the outside here. Not the smoothest first lap in the world here, but it was always going to be a bit of a challenge. My first lap's in the dry this weekend. Only had a couple of laps in the wet as well. I was trying to be smart and wait for the conditions to dry out, and then I ran out of time. I only got one proper lap in, but I did have a bit more time in the car. But yeah, silly mistake on my part. I was trying to be clever and trying to get out there on the dry tyres, but it just didn't really work out. It didn't really get dry enough, so I only got my lap on the intermediate. So nonetheless, first lap of the race in the books, first lap of the season in the books, and we're into 32nd positions. I'm not sure what's happened behind me there. They've lost a lot of time, nearly 3 seconds back. Ooh, we're coming at a lot quicker rate than he is. I had to sort of avoid him there. I didn't want to do anything too silly early on, so I just sort of had to throw it up the inside and just hope that nothing crazy happened. Alright, powering away. Now let's get on the brakes. I'm just got to be careful with this car because it does like to kick out when you shift down the gears too early. I mean, understandably, these cars aren't quite as sophisticated as modern day GT cars and just modern day racing cars in general. A little bit more raw, and the transmissions obviously go with that as well. So it's taking a bit of time to get used to. This is a pretty realistic game, so it will take a little bit of time for me to get used to it from obviously playing F1 games, which are a little bit more arcadey. But I've been playing iRacing. I've won some races in iRacing. I feel like I can race properly. It just takes a little bit of time for me to get used to each game. I also don't want to make any big accidents on this first race. I want to try and just bring it home. I have no idea where we are in class. It would be kind of nice to have a positioning class indicator. But I've just got to try and be careful, really, I say, in this first race. I don't know. It's probably famous last words. Something probably will happen, but I'll try my best at least. Does anyone know that's got this game? There's a windscreen wiper button, actually, because I looked through the menus and I just couldn't find anything. And, of course, in the rainy conditions, you kind of want a windscreen wiper of some sort. So, yeah, if anyone knows, the comments are appreciated. That'd be awesome. Right. We know we're a bit later than them on the brakes, but we're just not going to have to get through there. This is a very much Porsche-dominated category, isn't it, NGT? There are a couple of Ferraris, I know for that, but I think definitely once you get into 2004 and 2005 GT seasons, that's when the classes start to get a little bit more interesting. Let's come down the inside of him here. Put my lights on just for good measure. It's quite a nice little overtake there. A little bit early on the throttle. It's just about trying to be a bit more calm than I normally am with putting the throttle on and off, because it does like to bite, understandably. It is a pretty intense race car. To be fair, these are... I don't know, I could be wrong. Feel free to let me know and tell me I'm wrong in the comment section, but I feel like these are probably harder to drive than the faster GT cars, because the faster GT cars are a little bit more sophisticated and these cars are quite tough in certain situations. Nonetheless, I need to get my head down and try and catch this Ferrari in front of me here. We've got 12.5 minutes of this race remaining. This Ferrari is about 2 seconds up the road. You can see how much dirt's all over the windscreen. That's why I need that windscreen wiper. Not even just because of rain, because of the dirt and all of that as well. But anyway, we've got a nice clear lap ahead of us now. Let's try and make the most of it. No! No! As soon as I said I've got some clear road ahead of me, I brake a bit too late into turn one. Ah, that's gutting. Absolutely gutting. All of that hard work. The pace was genuinely getting there as well, and I make a slight mistake, slightly too late on the brakes. It is a massive learning experience to me, I'm not going to lie. I'm looking forward to seeing how we go with this, because it's quite different to any other game I played, but yeah, it's not forgiving, let's say that. I very nearly stalled it as well. I had to throw it down to first gear there. So now all that hard work has to be done again. Oh, I'm a little bit disappointed in myself there, but I kind of think it was inevitable at some point. I'm just a bit gutted it happened right there and right then, just after I said, let's go. Phew, this lap has settled my nerves a little bit here. I know I need to speak and all that. I know that's kind of a vital part of doing a commentary, but this has been a much better lap, which is nice to feel, because I was kind of worried in the early stages of this race. Was the pace there? Or is the pace there to continue doing this series and actually have a bit of fun with it? But about a second and a half caught on this lap to the cars in front. Started the lap 4 seconds behind, now 2.5. So this braking point to turn one does seem to be my nemesis. If anything, I'm stopping it too early, but I'm also just worried about what could go wrong here. I'm losing time to the guys in front because of it, but oh, I'm nervous now at turn one. You don't want to be scared of a corner, but it made me worried. I don't know what's going to happen every time I go through there now, but it's all going a little bit better. I don't think this lap started off quite as well. Of course, that wasn't the greatest first sector in the world, but I think I'm blipping the throttle about right. That's something I'm getting used to. I feel like it's working. Somebody's probably going to let me know I'm being completely stupid and it doesn't help whatsoever, but I feel like it's slightly helping me not spin it up at every opportunity. So I can see these two guys fighting in front, which probably is helping me out a little bit, gain on them. This lap hasn't been too terrible. I swear they were doing 144s in the wet though. I mean, is that slightly... That's slightly BS, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know. It just feels a little bit odd. They were doing 144s in the wet conditions. Slightly rubs me up the wrong way. Anyway, this lap definitely hasn't been quite as good. A second off. I think that's genuinely part of it, is speaking. Like, when you're commentating, it is very tough to have the same level of concentration that you would normally. Which I know sounds really stupid. I could, it could be completely different for other people, but that was pretty clear that lap wasn't quite as good as the last one, which is kind of annoying. This screen is getting so dirty. It's really weird. I assume it's just all the dirt from all the rubber and that, but it's surprising how much dirty the screen is than it was at the start of the race. Oh, shifted down a bit too early. Oh, so I didn't blip the throttle enough there to help ease the downshift. This has been a very tricky first race, but it's been a good learning experience on a track I actually despise quite a lot. I don't really enjoy this track. But maybe I should have put this... Did I put this in my tracks to be removed? I can't remember now. I realised there was going to be a mixed response on that video. I didn't realise it was going to be quite so mixed. Whoa! Alex, you absolute fool. Completely missed my reference marker. Twice in one race. It makes me look like I'm not taking this seriously, but I just missed my reference marker there by just not concentrating. Come on, Alex. Snap out of it. That's just not good enough. I really hope people don't think I feel like I'm good. I know I'm really struggling. This is my first race, proper race on this game in a long time. Of course, I did a couple of little practice races, but this means something. This is now going on YouTube, so I feel a lot of pressure of trying to perform, and I've made a few silly mistakes in this race. I feel like the pace is sort of shown in glimpses throughout, but not enough, that's for sure. I want to get past these two for sure. My reference marker. I'm just going to break even earlier than my What is that? Seriously? See, that's one of the sort of things I probably will look back on. I'm like, Alex, you were wrong there. He was just doing something silly in the middle of the track. You shouldn't have been in any contact with him. But at the time, it's frustrating. And that guy's flown down the inside, and we're going to try and follow him through here. Not a great first sector, but I was battling with these guys, so that was to be expected. Right, we're probably not going to get top 30. Understandably, we're a bit too far behind now, but I feel like I can get past this person, that's for sure. I definitely just want to learn a lot in these first couple of races. I know they're not going to be perfect. There are definitely some tracks that I will be better at. But this is not one of them. But it's just a sad thing that this is where it will start. But it's one of those things. I'm going to this knowing that there's a lot to learn, and I'm looking forward to the journey ahead. And hopefully you are as well. So, stuck up behind this Porsche. I feel like this is going to be the penultimate lap of the race here. Let's see. Right, let's try and cap it off with a good last lap. It's probably not going to happen. Probably jinxed it now. But I hope to get past this person. Is that the checker flag? I can't tell if that was just behind us or not. I don't think it is, because we would have got a little marker thing saying. So I think the leaders have just crossed the line behind us here. So this is the last lap. Let's see what we can do. Wasn't the greatest first corner in the world. So they were very close to lapping us, if that's where the leaders are, just behind us. Come on, we can do it. I feel I can see them in my mirrors, actually. I can see them coming up to get past me. I think they've already finished the race. I think I can see a Ferrari 575. Or is it a 550? But we're down the inside. Use as much curb as possible and we're through! This guy's 4 seconds up the road. Probably not going to be a likelihood. Oh wait, was he slowing down so much?
The yellow flag in sector 2.
What's happening?
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Why is he slowing down so much? The race ain't over, is it? Pretty sure the race isn't over. What are they doing? I'm confused. I am very confused. Why is he slowed down so much? It makes me feel like I'm overtaking. I don't know. What's happening? Oh! Oh my goodness, he blew up. That guy blew up across the line. Wow, what a first experience that was. I think that shows it isn't over until it's truly over. 30th out of 37. I'm not sure exactly where that puts us in class. I would assume around 8th or 9th in class. I could be wrong. But overall, of course, there were some silly mistakes in there. I feel like I've learned a lot about this car, that's for sure. We can... Oh, there we go, there's someone spun around. Hello, mate. So, just to show you my car, whilst I can. Here we go, some replay cameras of the lovely yellow beast. Right, there you go, there's the bonnet cam. What is happening here? The car's just blown up everywhere on this last lap of this race. I don't know what to say. What has happened here? What has happened here? Unless some of them were on soft tyres. Oh, nearly. the last of the race. If I went off there, I didn't go off there all at all this race, so that would be slightly embarrassing. I'm not sure why on the in-lap there are cars. I'm assuming they've all run out of fuel. Possibly. My windscreen is so dirty. Wow, okay, that was a very unexpected... What's my pit limiter again? I can't remember now. I can't remember what my pit limiter is. Is it that one? It's that one. Insane. What a race. Whoa, someone's flown up behind me into the pit lane. This is all done automatically, by the way. I'm not controlling this. I feel like you probably can, but I'm not. We're all the way down the end of the pit lane. What a first experience. What a first experience. Right. So some of the NGT cars actually beat some of the GT cars here. So let's try and work this out. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. What? Okay, that was slightly worse off than I expected. Oh, so a GT car broke. That's why. Godfrey Jones also broke in the Eurotech. I think that's the Porsche, isn't it? Okay, so that wasn't great. See, some of the NGT cars are going faster than GT cars. That's kind of crazy to me. Where's the best NGT car? 44.1. I'm going to be down here. 47.6. I wasn't the slowest. I wasn't the fastest. I guess that's a pretty fair place to start. I know there's a lot to learn here, but I feel like we've done a pretty okay job in this first race. Anyway, I think there are two Ferraris at one, aren't they? Ferrari, Dodge Viper, Lister Storm, Saleen S7. Saleen S7 is one of my favourite cars of all time. I love that car. So let's continue. What an insane, insane start. Ooh, ballast. We don't have any ballast for the next one. That's good. But those guys do. But they're in GT, aren't they? Although they're in GT, okay. So the GT guys get a lot. Bit of a shame that we don't get points for our class. Oh, wait. We do. Damn it! I missed out on points. Oh, I didn't just miss out on points, though, did I? First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. And we were like... were we 12, weren't we? So, yeah, a few positions to gain. But nonetheless, I don't feel we're completely out of the realms of possibility of scoring some points in the next race. But I guess it really is about where it's at. Maggie Core. Yes. Love Maggie Core. As you probably have seen in one of my previous videos. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys around soon for another one. It's been Alex, I'm out here. Goodbye.